Hi, my name is Blake Hash, and today I will be giving a speech on why I believe social media in large quantities is bad. Most millennials have some sort of social media they keep up with, and I think that's an understatement to say the least. You don't have to raise your hands, but how many in here checks Facebook at least once a day? According to Social Media Today, teens and millennials spend up to 9 hours a day on a social platform. Think about that for a second. Imagine if just a third of that was dedicated to something more productive, like studying. Social media platforms are more harmful than people may think. One of the concerns I have is your privacy and safety. ChildGuard reported that 29% of, quote, internet sex crimes, unquote, started on a social media, and that number is only rising every year. Keep in mind that these numbers are growing along with the research that ChildGuard has done, including that 63% of Facebook profiles are public. To put that in perspective, as of April 3rd, 2017, according to 24 scary Facebook stalking statistics, there are over 1.8 billion monthly Facebook users. If you do the math, that's 1.17 billion public accounts that anybody in the world can have access to. This makes it easy for stalkers or thieves to see exactly who you are with and where you are. Another concern I have is social isolation. It's ironic that social media can actually make you less social. That is exactly what social isolation reports. Users may disengage from real-life human reactions in favor of virtual ones. I don't have to do the research to know that that's true. If you think about when you're in a restaurant, most of the time you see couples on dates, right? But all too often, they're sitting side by side of each other, just staring at their phones, not even talking to each other. According to Isolation Constant, the more time a person spends on Facebook, primarily a person with passive interactions, the greater his or her feelings of loneliness will be. This is because people tend to make it seem like their lives are so amazing and so extravagant on social media, like they have it all figured out. And this could have a negative effect on a person sitting there looking at it, thinking about their actual lives, thinking about what they're doing wrong, why their lives isn't like that. It's very damaging to relationships. According to McKinley Irvin Law Firm, they report that 16% of people indicate that social networking has caused jealousy in their relationships. I believe this number is drastically low from the real results. That's just people that have said so. Online relationships that never lead to physical contact can actually be worse than physical cheating because of the mental aspect. Going back to the point of how I made actual people seem to have it all figured out, seeing other couples that seem so happily, that never fight, can actually hurt your relationship because it gives the appearance that you're doing something wrong if you have some kind of argument or disagreement. The productivity killer. This is probably one of my biggest points in the entire presentation. Have you ever sat down to do homework or study and you just check your phone for a second and then all of a sudden you're going through video after video and then all of a sudden you've been on it for an hour and then you don't do anything? Well, I'm personally guilty for this, honestly. Social media is a huge productivity killer. It is amazing what we can get accomplished when we have no distractions and can put our mind to something. The University of Maryland reveals that 18% of users cannot go more than a few hours without checking Facebook, and 63% check Facebook at least once a day. Those numbers, again, probably lower than the actual ones. If the time spent on social media and the time spent studying were reversed, I'm sure the stress levels of students would be significantly less because they'd be more prepared for tests and know what they're doing. Now, the echo chamber effect. I don't want to get into the politics too much, but it is only natural that we befriend a person that thinks like we do, right? According to the echo chamber effect, the effect of social media leads to an echo chamber effect, which means whatever party or stance you have, you're going to have a friend with the same views on Facebook. Therefore, a false impression that one's opinion will line with popular opinion at large. This in turn does not encourage positive discourse between people with differing opinions. In conclusion, social media can be a great tool if used properly with restraint. All too many times, social media is abused and replaced with real-life interactions. Human to human, face-to-face interactions is key to avoiding miscommunication among friends, colleagues, anything in the business world. As many of us know, that can be very stressful. It is not my opinion that one should have to leave social media behind. With that being said, be aware of the fact that social media can be harmful to one's well-being. So get out, smell the roses, learn that life is more than a cell phone, and leave the phone behind for a little while. You may realize that life is more than just the soundbite of an emotional ding. Thank you.
That's good.